Hello! It has been about a year since I have started my weight loss journey, so I thought it would be kind of fun to look back at when I first started my weight loss journey. Now, my channel didn't really start out as a weight loss channel. It kind of became that because it was much more motivating for me to have a reason to lose weight, if that makes sense, besides, health. I don't know. Something about filming YouTube videos makes it a lot more motivating to me. Yes, there have been ups and downs throughout this past year, but for the most part, I think I've been quite successful in finding exercises that I love. Still working on the nutrition part, but if you would like to follow that journey, make sure you subscribe, like if you like my videos, and let's get started watching Making Changes Now. Let me see, when was this posted? For some reason, I thought that I started my weight loss journey in November. Actually, it was at the end of October. So it was October 25th, 2023 that this was uploaded. Welcome to my office where everything is just a mess. I picked the cleanest corner I could find, which is our bunk bed. This is pretty much where our guests sleep. Our aesthetic for basically the entire house is like 90s rustic mixed with Nintendo. Okay, we're just addressing everything that you can see. Hi, thanks for coming. Get into it. Let's talk about what this video is actually about, which is about my weight loss journey that has not started yet. I am at the very beginning. I am at my heaviest weight that I have ever been. I have had 2 kids. After the first one, I was like, I'm gonna lose all this weight, and then I just never did. There was like a week or two every one. I think about this all the time, how after having my first kid, I don't know, something about like being pregnant for the first time, giving birth for the first time, I think that just made me not really care about my appearance so much, and I didn't really think about the health ramifications that came with that. I was just like, I pushed a whole human out, so kind of just caring a lot less about what I look like to other people. And I would say that that's still fairly true nowadays. I don't care too much how others see me. But with my second kid, I had a pretty quick realization that I was absolutely exhausted, and it would be very nice if I wasn't tired all the time. Also, I miss wearing cute clothes and feeling cute in clothes. So yeah, there was a little bit of I'd like to look nice in my why, but a lot of it has been for health, for heart health, for just weight health. Pudge is always needing to be a part. He does not care about me until I start filming, I swear. All right, let's get back to it. Once in a while where I was just like, oh, I'm gonna start exercising, oh, I'm gonna do this, oh, I'm gonna do that. It just never worked. So I thought maybe this time, if I have a legitimate plan, it might work a little bit. All right, what's my plan here? The 200s to start with. If I get into the 100s, even if I just stay at 199, at least I'm out of the 200. I have been stuck at 203 for probably months at this point. I did hit Wonderland for a day or two, and that was awesome. So we're still working on that goal to get out of the 200s, but we're a lot closer than we were. Hundreds, I don't know. I want to get out, okay? I want to get out. So I have organized like a bullet journal kind of thing. And it's not a bullet journal maybe that a lot of other people make. I think people that bullet journal like go hardcore. They fill an entire bullet journal notebook thing with all these different trackers and stuff. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. If you bullet journal, do you do a ton of pages, or do you just do a couple pages and kind of keep track of whatever is on those pages? That's what I decided to do, was to just track a few pages. Oh gosh, Pudge is being cute. So I just got one of these extra sketchbooks that I had, and it's mixed media. So I thought maybe my markers wouldn't bleed through, but they did end up bleeding through. It's okay. I'll just put an extra piece of paper behind it whenever I use it. But let's go ahead and look at what I got going here. This took me absolutely forever to put together. This did take me forever to put together, and I remember I redid it a few times only to just abandon it completely. And I keep that same similar bullet journal in my iPad now, so it's more easy to be a perfectionist on an iPad because you can make an absolute straight line. You can fill things in 100%. You can erase, you can undo. I enjoy doing it on the iPad a lot more now. But yeah, I wasted a lot of time making this bullet journal. And I remember I also filmed me making this bullet journal, and all the footage was just so off. It was so unusable, and that was very frustrating too, because I spent a lot of time just setting up my phone camera, getting the right angles, getting the right lighting. I had to wait until my kids were in bed to do that. So this bullet journal took me absolutely forever to do, only for me to get rid of it. That's sad, but what you gonna do? And I'm still not 100% happy with it, but it's just gonna do. It doesn't have to be 100% beautiful. It just needs to be something that helps me out. So, page number 1, we have my weight loss goals, basically. Kind of laid out like, I thought of Candyland. I don't know. This isn't Candyland, obviously. It's not as fun, but I think it'll help motivate me if I get to fill in every single one. I thought about doing like every 10 pounds instead of every pound for this, but honestly, if I get to fill it in, even if it's just 1 pound, I think that's going to help me. I love filling in every single box every time I lose a pound. And I haven't been able to because I refuse to erase any. So I've filled in to 199. So I haven't been able to fill it in. If I were, I'd be filling in 199, 200, 201, well, back to 200, back to 203, erase. And so that's been a little discouraging, but I am excited for the day that I get to fill in that 198. I feel a bit more motivated. So I decided to do every single pound, and I think every 10 pounds, every 10 pounds I did like a fancier box. She fancy. And we're starting at 240. I don't know if that's what I weigh. I would love to give myself rewards for every 10 pounds that I have going here. And I've thought about this pretty much the entire year, that I want to give myself rewards. But I don't want to buy anything because I don't want to spend money. I try to save as much money as I possibly can. So I don't really want to spend money because honestly that might almost stress me more. And then I don't think making food, like a big dessert, would be a good reward either, because I don't want to mess up my relationship with food too much. If you don't know the backstory, I did keto for probably like half a year, and looking back at it, my relationship with food was not great, but thankfully, I got out of it pretty quickly, but I did gain a lot of weight very, very quickly after getting off of keto. But that's a whole different story. So if you have any ideas for rewards that I can give myself that would work in this situation for every 10 pounds, I would love to hear it. I might weigh more than that, honestly, because when I started this, that's what I weighed, and I bought a gallon of ice cream, and I ate it all in like 2 weeks. So ice cream is my weakness, but now I buy the My Mochis, and that makes it so much better anyways. I still have a problem with ice cream, I'll admit. But the My Mochis are just they're like this size, little ice cream treats with mochi around them, and they are so good, and they're about 70 to 80 calories per little ice cream thing. I had 2 of them today, so that's 140 calories worth of ice cream, which is not as bad as, I don't even know how many calories I was eating in ice cream here. And it wasn't just ice cream. I would put hot fudge on it. I would put a ton of either candy or chocolate chips on it. And, and whipped cream. Although whipped cream isn't really super high calorie, so that's not that big a deal. But I would make the biggest bowls of ice cream, and I'm sure that was probably about half of my daily allotted calories every time I ate that. I don't do it as often now. I remember when I was pregnant the first time, every single night I would have a giant bowl of ice cream, and that's probably why I gained so much weight in my first pregnancy. I just had so much ice cream. I love ice cream. Might be a little bit more than that now. I don't know. We'll see. But I went all the way down to 170 here because 170 I think is what I weighed when I finished my first year of college, and that might be fun. I don't know. 170 just seemed like a good place to stop, and I was running out of room. There's a lot to lose. So we'll just start this one page, and maybe in like a year or two, we'll see how long this takes, we'll make another page. Because my overall goal, if I were to be 100% honest, would be 150, because that's kind of where my body used to settle in high school, was about 150. And that's when I was super active and stuff. So I honestly feel like my body just does not want to be smaller than 150. All right, next page. We got measurement. Yeah, I still think that. I still don't think my body wants to be lower than 150. I think I might have gotten lower than 150 when I was on keto. But realistically, I think if I were to healthily do this, 150 is probably about where I would be. But I will be very happy at 172. I have not measured myself yet, so I'll go do that once we're done talking about this. Yeah, measurements. My number one thing that I'm curious about is my arms, because if you're not new here, you know my number one insecurity is my arms. I hate my arms. And they're looking even worse than ever right now. Even when I wear a t-shirt, I hate my arms so much. And I love wearing tank tops. I still am very self-conscious of my arms, although it's lessening. I feel like I've seen almost no difference in my arms. I don't know if my arms are like the first place that I gain weight and the last place that I will lose weight. Maybe. But I've always hated my arms. I have memories of being in elementary school and being like, my arms are huge. And they've never fit well in women's t-shirts. Women's t-shirts were the bane of my existence. They're still the bane of my existence. I hate women's t-shirts. The ones that are like a little bit shorter and they're super tight around my arms. And I got big arms. So if I want to wear a t-shirt, I usually just steal my husband's. And I hate my arms. I just got back a ton of pictures for our fall family photos, and all I could look at were my arms. These pictures are the thing that woke me up. I'll insert a picture here. This is the picture. One of them. We got so many of them, and I think I hated every single one, and I hated how big my face looked. I hated even just how my hair looked. Honestly, it was a windy day. My hair did not look good. My hair's not looking great right now either. We have that picture hung up in our house, so I see it like every single day. And the reason that I have it hanging up in my house isn't because I want to like harm my mind. It's because I love my family and we don't really have a lot of pictures together. It is very hard to wrangle two toddlers into a photo. So we don't have very many pictures of all of us together that are nice pictures. So we have that hanging. It's fine. I can deal with it. I've gotten used to seeing this picture. I feel like my arms have a role. I don't. My arms still have a role. I hate my arms. Okay. Anyways, all the measurements. I've heard that you'll see the most significant change in measurements when you start losing weight, especially if you're exercising. I don't know if that's the same for people as big as me. Maybe I'll see more of a difference in the weight than I will the measurements. I don't know. Maybe it's the same for everyone. But we'll find out here and see how much. I'm not really sure how much my measurements changed since this day. I know that when I write down my measurements every month, I do have a section in there that has my starting. I don't often look at my starting measurements. Usually I look at the previous month and I compare those 2 months. I don't usually compare all the way back. Not too much anyways. Not enough that I'm remembering it in my brain right now. My measurements, not ours. Unless you're joining me. Let me know if you're joining me. Did anybody? See how much the measurements change. That'll be interesting. Did anybody actually start this weight loss journey with me. Let me know below if you did. I had like 100 subscribers at this time, so a few people. I don't know how many people were actually regularly watching my stuff, so just let me know. And also, it's going to be kind of nice to look at my measurements when I'm doing online shopping. It just is right there. That has been so useful, actually. I have ordered so many... Sorry if I, like, just went from super calm to super excited. That's because I was. It has been so nice to have my measurements on my phone, because when I'm just shopping and I'm just sitting in the car or something, I can't grab my tape measure and just measure myself. I've bought so many things just because I have my measurements in my phone. It's been very nice. So that is a life hack. If you like buying clothes online, keep your measurements in your phone, because I just never remember them off the top of my head. I should just always have my measurements. It seems like it's something always have my measurements good on me. To know when you're doing the shopping. So I started 75 soft. I forgot that I wanted to do 75 soft, or that did I do 75 soft? I don't think I did this. If I did this for a month tops. I do not remember doing this page at all. 75 hard. So I decided I can't do 75 hard. I saw 75 medium. But I think a good place to start is 75 soft. And I don't know. I don't think I'm going to start this right away, because I kind of want to focus on just getting a healthy routine going before I add an extra challenge to it. I kind of just... Does that make sense? I don't have to have lost a lot of weight before starting this, but I want to change some habits before I start this, like not eating a gallon of ice cream in 2 weeks. So that's what I got. I got 3 pages. I don't need a gallon of ice cream in 2 weeks. This bullet journal was going to be small. This took me way too much time because I did, not that one. I had this page and then I didn't like the colors on it, so I changed it, and I redid this a few times. So I put a lot of work into it, and hopefully that's going to help me. And I think today is the day that I'm going to start. Now, like I said, I'm not doing 75 soft quite yet. Want to get my healthier habits in. I did see somebody talking about some healthy changes you can make to your diet would be to just make half your plate vegetables, a quarter of your plate your meat or protein, and then the other quarter of your plate be your carby things like noodles and bread and stuff like that. I've tried so many different ways of eating, and just for some reason I always just fall off a little bit. I'm still working on that, but the plate method, I've heard, is a very good way to get your nutrition back where it needs to be without making too many sacrifices on what you eat. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just making sure I get 100 grams of protein in every single day. And that seems to be helping, except for the fact that I still like to eat ice cream and chocolate and all of that stuff. I'm still working on that. I have a sweet tooth, and it's been difficult to work through that. I also just get kind of like, I feel like I need to snack at night. And I didn't used to be a big snacker, but something about nighttime, I don't know. It's just been hard. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing, is just incorporating a crap ton of veggies. And in the morning, maybe fruit. I'm not a fruit girl. I don't know. I don't like fruit. I've completely given up on fruit. If I'm feeling like eating an apple, I will eat an apple. If I'm feeling like eating banana, I'll eat a banana. But I'm not going to make myself eat fruit. I don't know if that's a bad thing or what, but I just don't like fruit. I don't love fruit, I guess. I like apples. I like bananas. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Berries I liked cooked. Don't like berries just cold. Although sometimes strawberries. I'm getting off topic. Have an allergy to uncooked fruit. It's an oral pollen allergy. It's a fun allergy. Oh. It's not something that'll kill me, but it is quite annoying. It's just itchy. So raw fruits and vegetables, they just make me really itchy. And veggies, super easy to get rid of that situation by just steaming them. Fruit's a little different. I feel like you can't just like steam fruit. I mean, you kind of can. Usually I'll cut up like an apple and I'll throw it in some water and throw it in the microwave for like a minute and then put some cinnamon sugar on it, and that's really good. But yeah, everything else you kind of have to make like a baked good out of it. So fruit is difficult for me, but I've decided I'm just going to work through the itchiness and just get some fruit in me in the mornings, because fruit is good for you, and I never eat fruit. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get my measurements. I'm going to make a list of fruits and vegetables that I love, and then I'm going to make myself some lunch because I haven't eaten lunch yet, and it is 1:30, so I need to make some lunch too. I got my body measuring tape. It is from Beachbody, which is an ad that I fell for in college, where I bought a ton of DVDs and proceeded to like never use them. Like half the DVD was advertising their smoothies, but it was Pio. I don't remember if I liked it or not. Maybe try it again. I still have those I currently have Pio either in my donation pile or I've already donated it. I decided to not even go back to it. DVDs, but I don't recommend Beachbody. I think they might be an MLM. Again, not 100% educated because I did fall for their advertising infomercial that I was accidentally stuck on for like an hour, and yeah. So let's measure all the things. Here's where we're starting. It gets real when I turn to the side, doesn't it? Okay, I think I might have that outfit still, possibly. So if I do, I will insert a video of me reenacting this, and we'll see if there's a before and after change. There should be, right? After a year of doing this, I feel like there should be. I've always been awful at taking before and after pictures, mostly because I just forget. Also, it's hard to just set up my phone consistently in a spot. If you have any advice on how to make consistent before and afters, would love some advice on that, because it would be nice to be able to look and see changes even if they're minimal. Yeah, this is it. I got these bike shorts at Goodwill the other day, and they're a little bit tight, but they're not awful. I was kind of scared to put them on, but I was like, they're perfect for measuring because they're just like... Those shorts are still my favorite. I think they fit me a lot better now. Like, they were definitely tight then, but I'm not even uncomfortable in them anymore. And I have a pair of shorts that are very similar to this that are tighter because they're a size below. So that'll be the next goal, to have that comfortably fit me. I love this length of shorts. I don't love how they look on me, I'll be honest, but I love that my thighs don't rub together and that I don't have to be wearing a full leggings. So these are my favorite. Skin tight. They make a weird noise when I move because my thighs rub together, but my thighs have always rubbed together. Whether I'm thinner or not, they just have always rubbed together. My cat is going nuts for this thing. Okay, let's start measuring things. Okay. Technically, the measurements start in November because I knew I would put this off for a very long time, but I did do this a week early. It's not quite November, but we're going to just say it's November, even though it's October. It's like the end of October. It's fine. Does it matter which side? Okay, this side is like centimeters and the other side is inches. Let's do inches. So I'm going to be really real with you all and give you legitimate numbers. So if you're not into like knowing numbers, you might not want to watch any of my weight loss stuff because I'm probably going to talk about it. 46. What's the difference between a chest and a bust? Isn't the bust your chest? I need to Google real quick. Hold on. Upon very minimal research, I looked at one photo. Chest and bust looks like it's the same thing. I'm just going to fill out chest. I'm still like this when I do my measurements. I don't have a clue if I'm doing anything right, but I'm doing the same areas consistently, so I think that's all that really matters. and leave bust empty, even though it's going to drive me nuts when I look at this, but it's fine. Let me know if I'm completely wrong about this, if chest and bust are different things. I don't know why I put them both if they're the same
Nobody ever
thing.
let me know. So
I imagine.
let me know.
I'm just not that bright. All right, next we have arms, which I think is going to be fun to figure out how to do by myself. Here we go. I'm kind of just doing like my mid upper arm. I think that's probably what's best. We got 15 and a half. Now for waist,
If I remember
do I do
right-
like the smallest part of my weight?
If I remember right, my arms are now at 14, which isn't a huge difference, but a difference.
Or I guess this would be hips. Why didn't I put hips in there?
Do I have a stain
We'll
on my
just do
shirt?
waist. We don't need to measure.
I have a
we don't
stain
need to
on my
overly
shirt.
measure everything. That seems like it would get annoying
have
really
armpit-
fast, and that I would not
I think I have
ever
armpit
do it
stains.
if I had to measure a million things. So we're just gonna do the smallest part of my waist.
Ignore. It might be shadows.
And we got
Might be
43.
shadows.
So at least
Definitely shadows.
my waist is smaller than my chest. I didn't think that was a true statement at first. And the last thing I got is thighs. So again, I'm kind of just doing like...
I do wish that I had, and I don't know, I don't think I do this measurement right now even. I wish I had like belly button around stats, because I think my belly was where a lot of my weight was. That would have been interesting to know. Maybe I'll start doing that.
Mid thigh, just like the arm. 27. And I've always had big thighs. Because, I don't know, genetics probably. So there we go. That's what we got. Now let's make that list of fruits and vegetables. So I decided to look up a list of vegetables online and just copy it and delete the vegetables that I'm just not into. And this page that came up just made me laugh. The most popular vegetables. Their fame, 97% for potatoes, and their popularity is 87%. I don't know what the difference is between fame and popularity. If I hover over that, does it tell me? Oh, it just rearranged them. Cucumbers are number one now. But in popularity, potatoes are number one. Oh, popularity percent of people who have a positive opinion of the vegetable. Fame is defined by the percent of people who have heard of the vegetable.
This still entertains me, this website.
More people have heard about
Oh, there's Pudge.
cucumbers than potatoes? Their popularity is down. Sucks for cucumbers. Anyways, I'm gonna get back at this and I'll come back to you with my list. I continue to be entertained by this website. Look at, they've grouped it by generations and by women. So I am a woman and I'm also a millennial or a zillennial if that matters. And number one is potatoes for me. And I agree with that. Garlic. Would I say number two? Oh my gosh, my cat is doing something. Would I say number two is garlic? Probably not. Maybe this is controversial. I like garlic, but I don't like garlic everything. Like, I don't want too much garlic. And I think number two, making it number two is...
Okay, carrots and broccoli, definitely above garlic, but I do put garlic powder on my broccoli usually. But could I survive without it? I could survive without garlic. I don't know if I could survive without broccoli. Broccoli's my favorite, so.
Too much garlic. I do like carrots and broccoli, though. I hate tomatoes and cucumbers. Okay, I'm going to make my list. Okay, I printed my list. My printer definitely said
back when
blurry
my printer worked.
for some reason. But I can read it well enough. It's fine. Would you like me to recite my veggies? I'm going to. Vegetables that I like.
I think I'm
By
fine.
me. Broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, spinach, peas, chives. A little iffy on chives being a vegetable because like I said, I'm going to make half my plate. Vegetables, chives, I can't eat half a plate of chives. That seems like that would be odd. Carrots, potatoes, a little iffy on the potatoes too. They're like a root vegetable, but they're like super carby and I feel like they just don't have as much nutritional value. Someone smarter than me, tell me about potatoes and sweet potato.
I think, if I'm remembering correctly on potatoes, there's a little bit of protein in them, right? Right?
I don't remember. But I've definitely gotten more over my potato fear. I love potatoes. And I feel like with any food, if you're not eating it 24/7, you're fine.
Those healthy? Yes, no. Healthy enough for me to have it be half my plate of vegetables for, you know, my
Oh, if I remember right, somebody did comment on here that the potato does not count as your half a plate of vegetables. It counts for your quarter plate of carbs because it's starchy.
health and weight loss goals. Not like healthy, like this is better for you than eating chocolate kind of thing. Even though chocolate, I've heard the dark chocolate's supposed to be kind of good for you. I'll probably buy some of that. But yeah, someone smarter than me. Tell me about potatoes and sweet potatoes for my half a plate of vegetables. Yes, no, or should I do like a quarter of my veggies that, and then a quarter of my veggies be like broccoli? Maybe that's how I compromise that situation. And then we have sweet corn. Another thing that I'm like, because, you know, sweet corn goes in and it kind of just goes straight out.
Corn has protein. Not a lot, but it has some. It has does it have fiber? Me just saying facts and not knowing anything.
Oh, I never... Do they have nutritional value? Someone smarter than me, please. Help me. And then for some reason, a lot of the vegetables on there were beans. Probably because a lot of vegetables are beans. I really love beans. I don't think there's a bean that I really dislike. But I did take some of the
beans. Are those starchy? I think they're starchier. So would that be like the potato situation where it should be the smaller amount of the plate and then half your plate should be vegetables? I think so.
Beans off of this list because I listed my favorite beans. Okay? We narrowed the bean list down. I don't need half of my veggies list to be beans, although it pretty much is half my list. We got black beans, chickpeas, green beans, kidney beans, lima beans, butter beans, pinto beans. My vegetables. And now my fruits. Apple, banana, grapes, lemons, limes, cantaloupe, watermelon, clementine, mandarin, tangerine. What's the difference between a clementine, mandarin, and a tangerine? Feel like they're kind of similar. I don't know. I did not put oranges on there, even though they kind of fall in that family. I don't know. Something about oranges, I just not a fan.
Proving I can babble about literally anything.
Fruits and vegetables that I like. And I will be incorporating more into my life. Time to make some lunch, even though it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and probably going to be eating dinner in like 2 or 3 hours, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to make my favorite lunch ever. It's just a taco.
That sweatshirt I put on a few days ago, and I remember wearing that that is one of my favorite sweatshirts because it's a zip-up sweatshirt, so it's easy to like just take on, take off throughout the day. And that sweatshirt, you can even see it in this frame here. It was so tight. And the other day I was wearing it and I could like pull it out and I could look down through the whole sweatshirt, which meant it was looser. And I was thinking about this a few days ago. And I was just like, this is nice. That's more of a feeling than a number result that I felt. And I liked that. So I'm glad that I'm wearing that sweatshirt in this video because that was something that I was thinking about a lot the other day.
Taco salad, but it's like my spin on a taco salad. So we got some chicken. I made a ton of grilled chicken last night, so that'll hold us over.
Okay, pausing again. I guess that's the point of a react video. Chicken. I have found the easiest way for me to prep chicken for the dishes that I like to make is to just put it in the crock pot and make shredded chicken. It's genius. It's so little work. I just throw chicken breasts into my crock pot, put a little chicken stock in there. Maybe I'll get some bone broth or something because I think bone broth is kind of a trend right now. And then you just let it go for like 5 hours. You take some forks, you shred it up, and it's pretty easy for it to shred up. And then I freeze about half of it. And then I use half of it for about 3 days. And then I get the freezer ones out, and I use that for about 3 days. So much easier than grilling it. I don't think I've even opened my grill. since I figured that out, because I would grill the chicken and then I would chop the chicken, and it felt like I was chopping chicken for forever, and it wasn't like I wanted that shredded chicken, but it was just so much work with grilled chicken. The crock-pot chicken just falls apart. So good. For the week, some cheese. I'm gonna try to hold back on the cheese. As a Wisconsinite, I feel the need to make half of this chicken and half of this cheese. We're just gonna. I have cut down so much on cheese, actually, and I found that I love cheese still. Like, you put a thing of cheese curds in front of me, I'm gonna go nuts. But my everyday life, I used to put so much cheese in my taco salads. Was it even a taco salad, or was it a bowl of cheese? But now I try to stick to the 28 grams, which is a serving of the shredded cheese. And I found that I can still taste the cheese. I thought that I wouldn't be able to taste cheese if there wasn't a ton of it. And yeah, at first it was a little bit of a transition, but I still taste the cheese. And I am not gaining a ton of weight from cheese. Sprinkle it today. We're going to do, at least I don't think that's what this my weight maybe it's like from. Fourth cup. It's probably a little less than fourth a cup. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt with that. And then I have this seasoning. I don't know how you pronounce it, if it's tahini or I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to embarrass myself with that, but I like the seasoning. It's the right amount of spicy for me. I am a wimp, so anything spicier than that is just not going to happen. And then I'm trying to open up my lime juice. I got lime juice. So instead of squeezing limes, I'm lazy and just buy the lime juice. It's available, so like, why wouldn't you? So I'm just gonna put that on top of there, put some of the seasoning on it. I bought this, and honestly, I don't feel like this was 100% worth. I just bought a very similar product to that. That one's Queso Blanco. I just bought the yellow cheese version of this. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I stick to the serving amount, and I've been using that instead of using the shredded cheese for my salads, and it just gives it an extra little kick. Every once in a while I'll go back to the cheese, I'm sure, but that stuff is good. And if you just stick to the serving size, it's a good amount. Just stick to the serving size. I think with the Queso Blanco, I'm about to not stick to the serving size. The money that I paid for it, I think you could just buy a jar of white queso and it would be... but if I bought the jar, I definitely would overdo it. That's why the squeeze bottles are good. Better price for that, but it's kind of nice to have the squeezy bottle too. I don't know. As soon as I run out of this, though, I am not going to buy more, because this would be one of those unhealthy things that I don't feel like I... Right here's where I would stop. What is that? Is that just a pepper? I hope it's just a pepper and it's not mold. There was one time I opened up a jar of queso and there was mold growing on the top of it. I think it's just a pepper. Yeah, that's a pepper. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. There's just a big chunk of it. I didn't overdo it. I was so sad that one day that I opened up my jar of queso. I threw the queso on my salad, and then I saw all the mold growing on it, and I was really sad because it takes me... There's a lot going on in my house, okay? I'm busy most of the day, and if I can get a lunch in me, it's honestly a miracle. And a good lunch anyways. I can always throw in a pizza and just eat a pizza. That's easy. But like making a salad, honestly, it takes up a bit of my time, and I don't always have that time for it. For example, it is 2:40 right now. I could have ate chicken nuggets like my kid ate for lunch, but I decided I should probably be a little bit healthier. So I'm trying to do something a little bit better. Anyways, this is going to be my vegetable. This is the lettuce. And we're going to try to really pile it on because we want this to mostly be vegetable. Remember, half of what I'm eating, vegetables right now. At least I'm going to try. Stir that up and hopefully some of that seasoning gets on the lettuce so then there's some flavor. Then I'm going to eat it. Usually I put like Doritos or Fritos on this. I'm skipping that this time, although I'm fairly certain we don't even have Doritos or Fritos, which is probably good. I'm not even tempted. Sometimes I'll do like tortilla chips.
Pretty much my usual.
But I'm going to try to learn to like this without
with or without the
chips.
lettuce. See if I can. Sometimes I skip the lettuce.
Well, I mean, I know I can because I don't always have chips. So I've done it without it before. So anyways, thanks for joining me today. Not all of my videos are going to be related to this weight loss journey, but I think a good chunk of it will be because I'm hoping I actually stick to it this time. I have a plan, so hopefully I'll stick to that plan. But I also, you know, like doing art and like doing random things like thrift shopping, cleaning stuff, you know, all that jazz. So my channel is kind of a mixed bag of things. So if you like any of it, go ahead, subscribe, like the video.
I've really focused more on weight loss, but I have a couple videos coming that are a little bit different than weight loss, or very different than weight loss. Actually, I'm going to be talking about my mop. Nothing to do with my weight, but yeah, back then I did a lot of everything. So you'll have to let me know. I feel like most of my subscribers have come within the weight loss journey, but let me know if you like to see other things too. That is the end of that one. I thought for sure I would touch on exercise even just a little bit, but I guess I wasn't exercising quite yet. So if you're interested in me checking out my first video of me exercising, let me see what it is. Okay, here it is. Get ready with me to work out for the first time in a year. So if you're wanting me to react to that, like this video, comment, let me know if you want me to do another reaction video. I'm not sure how it went. I don't know if I just stared like a zombie the entire time. I'm hoping I don't look insane. I feel like I was just sitting there smiling because I know a camera is on me, so I have to smile. Hopefully I don't look weird. Yeah, it was interesting to look back at it, even though I didn't talk about exercise at all. I talked more about nutrition, and I feel like I'm still kind of in that place with my food that I'm not very good at it yet. I'm still trying. So maybe this time next year I will look back at the video and I'll have a lot of things to say about nutrition, but yeah, I don't know too much. I do watch a lot more YouTube videos about food now, so I'm still learning. I just have a really bad memory, so honestly I need to like to sit and take notes like I'm in college again. But anyways, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!